So the list of Pack 1 builds that I've been trying to get has been dwindling for a very long time, but there's one that I keep returning to every now and again because I just can't get it. And it's been a long time since the changes came into effect that made it possible, and that is Whale Tiger swallowing multiple tier 6 units at once. And there's no particular reason for wanting to do that other than it's something that can be done. You never see anyone do it because it's really bad. But it's kind of one of the it's like the last frontier in the Turtle Pack in terms of rare builds that I've yet to do. And so we get the 2 whales, which is very nice because I feel like I need to level the whale as soon as possible to keep as many lives intact as I can, in order to get it scaled up to the point where it can actually sustain the team mostly by itself. And we get the snail here, so I'm just going to take that. And the flamingo will do just now as the substitute whale target to begin with. And yeah, I think a very long time ago I did make a video of, I think, whale maybe swallowing crocodile, something like that, just to illustrate the fact that you can, the snipes will go off before the whale swallows the pet. And I think it was crocodile. I could be wrong, but ultimately what happened was there was like a stealth change made to the whale ability and the interaction with tiger. So previously, if you put tiger behind whale, and you would see it quite often with deer, for instance, the tiger would make the whale spit out 2 copies of the pet that it swallowed. But then in whichever, I don't know which version it was, they changed it so that the whale, if you put tiger behind whale, it will cause the whale to swallow both of the pets in front of it, if there are 2 in front of it. And when the whale spits out the pets, the tiger does nothing. And on top of that, you don't need a higher level tiger. So a level 1 is all that it takes. So if you have a level 2 whale, 2 pets in front, level 1 tiger, you'll get 2 level 2 pets that come out of the whale. Now, whether or not that's been changed on the test server, I'm not sure. Haven't really played around with it. I'm sure someone will discover sooner or later whether or not it's the interaction is still the same. But I was having an awful lot of difficulty getting this working, and I've tried it many times in the past and just not had the success that I wanted. So here we resort to squirrel, seal while they still have their existing abilities. And I'd had a lot of different versions of this where I tried having whale with like 2 cats, and then the tiger, and then throwing a leopard or other tier 6 unit in at the last minute. But it's very frustrating. And what I really wanted was 2 leopards. Now, the reason for that is that when you have the units in front of the whale, usually it's very bad for having seal or cat because you're wasting buffs on those units. However, if you have leopard, the snipe damage is dependent on the attack. So you're actually still getting a benefit for the units that are being buffed by the seal or the splash food, hitting the units that are going to be swallowed by the whale. With every other unit, it's pointless. So ideally what I wanted was whale double leopard in front. However, in order for that to be worthwhile, the leopards really need to have incredibly high attack, because otherwise the snipes that they deal are going to be so weak. And you'll kind of see that soon enough. We're going to find a leopard soon, I think. But here we're also going to see the changed interaction with turtle, where it gets swallowed and it gives the melon over the top because the whale already has one. Really wish they'd never done that, but there you go. And comfortable in there. So really, we're also doing what needs to be done with this build, I think, which is win as quickly as possible. So we're on turn 12, and I think, yeah, we're just going to feed the seal and try and get the whale to level 3. And this build really just runs out of gas so quickly when you get to the later turns, because even with the 2 leopards being swallowed, although they will have, if you have a level 3 whale, they will have triple base stats. The Leopard's base stats are something like 10-4, so it'll be a 30-12, and that's really just not good enough when you get to sort of turn 15 onwards. You're not going to survive any sort of turkey deer teams. You're not going to be able to kill any of the, you're not going to be able to trade 1-for-1 with teams that have got, tier 1 units that they've kept the whole game, and their whole squad is 40 stats plus. So here you can see there is another tiger, but I don't freeze it because it's not necessary. And we're going to go for the level 3 whale as quickly as possible. But the leopard's only doing 7 damage, so the initial snipe is pretty much just a melon breaker, and that's about it. So this is the kind of team that you can expect. And we maybe actually already played this person, but in a couple of turns they're just going to have a huge team across the board, and we're not going to be able to deal with them. So we take the level up on the whale, and we don't get another leopard, which would have been nice. There is gorilla though, and we're on 9 wins, so we just have to take it because it's the best option available. So you'll see it in action here. The 2 pets in front get swallowed. The leopard shoots, and luckily it kills the 1-up deer, which is, I think, the best thing we could have had there. And the 2 units spawn with the level 3 stats, and the gorilla's coconut is good enough. So not quite exactly what I wanted, but close enough. And you can see here what I was going for in some of the other runs. But what happens is you end up on turn 17, and your 34 unit is going to get swallowed and downgraded to a 30-12. And you can see here that even the 2 leopards do virtually no damage to the tier 1 kept team. But you get the idea, and whether or not this will still be possible when the update rolls out, who knows. So better to get it done now.